Now we're all familiar with the music of the Beatles and the Animals and the Eagles, but how many of us have ever bought a record by the Gray Seals? Well, it may not be that far off in the future. You see, researchers at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland have been hard at work teaching gray seals to sing, starting at birth, trying to help them to learn vocally. Now, if you're ready, check this out. Kind of sounds like your kid's first violin lesson, right, huh? By the way, in a related story, a new TV show, Aquatica's Got Talent, is set to premiere this fall. All right, hey, here's a question. Do you know what dogs and cell phones have in common? They both have caller ID. Did you get that? Caller ID, right? Yeah, might be the worst segue ever. Speaking of dogs, Petaluma, California is host of the world's ugliest dog contest this year. Over 19 pooches with attributes that only a Rottweiler could love are vying to be the ugliest dog in the world this year. And may I just say that it's shaping up to be an unsightly affair.
Oh, by the way, Governor.
Yeah, Keith.
Do you know what you call a dog magician?
No.
It's a labracadabrador. What?
I really wish that I had a subwoofer so I could drown that last joke out for our viewers and they would never have to be subject to it again. But the best news is all these dogs are loved by their owners and each brings its own unique looks to the stage. Like little Tostito with his hang-dog tongue and frazzled appearance. Or how about this one? Willy Wonka is his name. He was abandoned because of his extreme bowed legs. Well, each of these canines are truly spokesdogs for animal adoption and care. And the contest for ugliest dog is not without some other perks. One dog named Nana even made the cover of a rock band. We wish all the competitors well, and may the ugliest dog win, indeed. And speaking of an ugly dog, what do you get when you cross a Cocker Spaniel, a Poodle, and a Rooster? A Cocker-doodle-doo. Okay, moving on. Yes. We all remember the Cyndi Lauper song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Well, that's not the case in Lancashire, England, where Roy and Brenda Pickard are living in a real-life version of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Two herring seagulls built a nest on the Pickard's roof and are guarding a couple of chicks. Now, Roy says every time they try to leave the house, the gulls are right there swooping in on the attack. They asked the local government for some help and were told that the gulls are protected. Pickards are not. Maybe the Pickards should seek some endangered species status for themselves. The gulls are certainly doing their best to help. Well, of course, the Pickards aren't the only ones whose lives are like a real-life version of an Alfred Hitchcock movie. For instance, Maxine Waters and Robert De Niro could star in Psycho. Or socialist presidential candidate Bernie Sanders in The Wrong Man. But considering how upside down Washington has become, no doubt that the entire Congress would star in a real version of Vertigo. Well, before we wrap things up, I wanted to mention that I was thinking about getting a tattoo of the word tattoo. But my wife Janet said it'd be far too redundant. Well, our producers recently saw a few tattoo fans and they got tattoos of their favorite celebrities, but some of them didn't turn out quite right. But rather than be judgmental, we thought we'd let you, our audience, decide. So first up, a great actor and dancer, the late Patrick Swayze. Now, it's not his face or even those buffed guns of his. It's more the lower part of his torso. I mean, come on. The guy played football in high school, but he never was the centaur. And then there's this tattoo of Bob Marley. I mean, whoa, sure looks a lot like Jimi Hendrix to me. I don't think everything is going to be all right this time, man. But finally, I mean, if you were down to just choosing one celebrity for your tattoo, who would it be? Brad Pitt? Maybe Sandra Bullock? What about Maury Povich? Yeah, probably Maury. I mean, one person decided to have Maury Povich's image tattooed on their body. I just hope they weren't the father of the baby. Well, like a cliff diver, when the tide is out, hey, we've run out of time, but never forget, we read the news.